Hey YouTubers, welcome back to another episode of Small Engines Questions and Answers for Friday, April 1st, 2011. Well, it's been pretty cold here in Ontario this week. I'm filming this earlier in the week and we had minus 17 degrees Celsius last night. That's pretty cold for spring here, especially at the end of March. Last year we had a much earlier spring and pretty well all the ice was melted off the lakes at the end of the month. But right now it's just frozen solid. So hopefully it's going to warm up soon and then I can start making videos on other small engine equipment. I've had a YouTuber ask me, when you replace the friction disc on your snowblower, do you need to readjust the drive cable? The answer to that question is that yes, sometimes you do have to adjust the cable, but not always. Now when we're talking about friction discs, we're talking about this part here, and on some of them you can replace only the rubber liner. Some friction discs though you have to replace the whole disc, including the metal part. Now sometimes with having a new friction disc, you're not going to need to press down the drive lever here as much, and if you notice that you just touch the lever like this and it wants to go forward or reverse, then you may need to loosen the cable. Now that would be especially so if your blower wanted to go forward or reverse without even pressing down the lever here. Now if your cable was loose even before you installed the friction disc, it may still be too loose with the new one. So if you've got the lever pressed down like this and it still won't go forward or reverse, or under load when you're driving it, it stops to go forward or reverse, then tighten up the cable. When the lever is released like that, you want a bit of play in your cable. So always remember, the tighter your cable is, the less you're going to have to push down on the lever to go forward or reverse. And if your cable's too loose, then the lever is going to have to go further down for it to engage. On my next question, somebody has a small Toro snowblower with a 2-cycle motor, but he has the carburetor with the diaphragms in it, and he's wondering which screw is the high and which screw is the low. Now here's a parts machine that I have here in my shed. It's all piled with stuff, but I'm going to show you the carburetor and the screws that I'm talking about here. Now on these carbs here, usually the screw on the right hand side is the H screw or high screw, and this screw here will be the low screw or L screw. Usually you'll find an H or an L engraved or embossed in the carburetor, but on these you don't. So rule of thumb is this is the L screw, this is the H screw. Now on most small Toro snowblowers like this, you're going to find a carburetor with a float and a ball, and it's not an adjustable, so you do not need to worry about the screws that I showed you previously. Now another question I often get is, how do you make sure that when you take something apart that you're going to remember how to put it on back properly? Well, what I use is my digital camera. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and you can easily refer back to the pictures when you reassemble your equipment. I've also had a few YouTubers email me and tell me that that's what they do as well. So for example, if you were going to take apart the carburetor on your Tecumseh motor, it would be a good time to take a picture with your digital camera so that you know exactly where all the linkages go back. So it's pretty simple. Try to get a really close-up shot of all your linkages down here. Take a picture. Now you can examine the picture through the LCD screen of your camera, or you can upload it to your computer for better viewing. And when you're reassembling your equipment, if you forget exactly how the parts went, you can just go look at the picture. Also, you can use your video camera and refer to it, or you can look on my channel, see if I have a video on what you're doing and bookmark that video and go back to it when you're working on your equipment. If you're not sure if I have a video on a certain piece of equipment, just go to my channel, DonnyBoy73. In the search box, type in a keyword. Let's say you're working on an old home light chainsaw, then just type in home light. Now all the videos that have home light in the title or in the description will show up, and take a look. I have over 400 videos on my channel, so go take a look there first in the search box. If you can't find what you need, just let me know. So that'll be it for this week. Have yourselves a great weekend, and we'll see you next Friday. Thanks for watching.